We've had a weird market in the last little while. Totally weird, right? We had in March the quickest bear market in history and then quickest recovery in history. And in this, we've got this crazy attitude towards stocks. Maybe you've seen this meme, and they don't say stocks, they call it stonks, right? Stonks always go up. Listen, don't be an idiot. Don't get suckered into this pop culture BS. Here's the thing. We've got now people who have no history. They've got no context and they're making decisions with their money based on a false premise. Based on fingers crossed hoping that the outcome is going to be good. We've got the fear of missing out happening where people hear of tales of people who've done well and they are jealous. They want a piece of the action. They hear about their buddy who has done something, maybe totally reckless, and apparently done okay, and they're wondering, can I get a piece of this? Dudes, pay attention to this. The laws of gravity have not been reversed. Okay? If you don't understand what's happening, I'm going to give you some historical context. I don't know if 2008 could be called a bubble or not. I'd have to give some thought to that, but certainly in the turn of the millennium it did. And at this time, we had the same conditions that people are experiencing now, where things are going up and seemingly going up without, like, relentlessly, without respite. Just it goes up and it goes up and goes up and it can't go down. It doesn't work that way. Okay? When the internet bubble burst, there are legitimate businesses that are still in existence now that are still underwater 20 years later. But more commonly, there's a lot of stuff that's gone completely. People were putting money into high-flying new ideas, revolutionary ideas, and they vanished and they took the investors' capital with them. But I've got something else I want to show you today. Let's talk about Bre-X. Anybody remember Bre-X? Bre-X was the allegedly biggest gold discovery in history. And it captured people's attention. This was Canadian, by the way, too. And it was all a colossal fraud. But for a time, the stock in Bre-X went up and up and up. And you know what happened? People bought. When it went up, people bought. They didn't buy because it made sense. They bought because they wanted to believe the fairy tale. That's why they bought. They wanted to believe that they could get in on a winning lottery ticket. Well, on the back of the book, let me give you context here in case you don't know the Bre-X story. When Bre-X bubble burst, the stock had soared from 50 cents in 1994 to the equivalent of $286 in 1996. That's 2 years. And then back to 9 cents in 1997. So before trading halted forever. The Busang deposit, which supposedly was worth as much as 200 million ounces of gold, which would make it worth $70 billion US. And if that was true, the biggest gold find in history was actually the century's biggest fraud. Now, I'm not alleging that the stuff that's out there is fraudulent right now, but I'm not saying it's not either, right? But what I am saying is people bought Bre-X not because they did careful analysis or sober thought or making decisions that are consistent with their financial objectives. They bought it because it went up. That's it. That's the sole reason. Imagine a great big inverted V pattern. Well, actually, in this case, since it's a fraud, it doesn't matter where you bought. You went to zero. But a lot of people, they don't buy at the ascent, right? They buy it at the top. And when you buy at the top, guess what you're positioned to? You're positioned to ride the thing down. So, stonks don't always go up. Make informed decisions that are consistent with your objectives. Please. This time is not different. If you got any questions, if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. I'm Brad Brain. Stay healthy. Be well.